Hey everyone, it's Star Charger here on the channel Spoken Openly, and this is the fourth installment of the series on the CIA declassified documents about esoteric phenomena such as astral travel, out-of-body experiences, transcendental meditation, and etc. And this document is about their research about a particular methodology called the Gateway Experience, or the Monroe Institute methods. And right now we are on about page 7 or 8 of the 29-page document, and we are on number 7. So here we go. Let's dive right back into it. I hope y'all are enjoying it. Please like and subscribe, comment down below, and let me know. Alright, here we go. Number 7. Frequency following response. To achieve synchronization of brain hemispheres, the hemisync technique takes advantage of a phenomenon known as the frequency following response, FFR, which means that if a subject hears a sound produced at a frequency which emulates one of those associated with the operation of the human brain, the brain will try to mimic the same frequency pattern by adjusting its brainwave output. Therefore, if the subject is in a fully awake state but hears sound frequencies which approximate brainwave output at the theta level, the subject's brain will endeavor to alter its brainwave pattern from the normal beta to the theta level. Since the theta level is associated with sleep, the subject concerned may progress from a fully awake to a sleep state, provided that he does not consciously resist, as the brain strives to entrain its wave frequency output with the one which the person hears. Since these brainwave frequencies are outside the spectrum of sound which can be heard in pure form by the human ear, hemisync must produce them based on another phenomenon known as the brain's capacity for deducing beat frequencies. If the human is exposed to one frequency in the left ear, which is 10 Hz below another audible frequency played in the right ear, rather than hearing either of the two audible frequencies, the brain chooses to hear the difference between them, the beat frequency, thus availing itself of the FFR phenomenon. And using the technique of beat frequencies, the gateway system uses hemisync and other audio techniques employing the FFR phenomenon to introduce a variety of frequencies which are played at a virtually subliminal, marginally audible level. The objective is to relax the left hemisphere of the brain, place the physical body in a virtual sleep state, and bring the left and right hemispheres into coherence under conditions designed to promote the production of ever higher amplitude and frequency of brainwave output. Audible and perhaps subliminal suggestions by Bob Monroe accompany the various brainwave frequencies, which are sometimes rolled in together with other sounds, such as sea surf, to mask the sound frequencies where desirable. In this way, Gateway endeavors to provide the subject with the tools by which he may alter his consciousness based on his own volition over time through the repetitive use of the tapes, so as to access via intuitive means new categories of information not available to ordinary consciousness. Alright, let me interject here and say, he said, or these papers say, that some of the frequencies associated with the way that your brain operates are below the conscious hearing level of the human ear. So they use one frequency in the left ear and one frequency in the right ear to produce a beat frequency inside the brain itself. That is a technique also called binaural beats, which you can find a lot of different binaural beats things, meditations and programs on YouTube and other formats. So he's saying here binaural beats actually work, and he described the methodology of how they work. They stimulate your brain by these two different frequencies, creating a third frequency in your brain. Another thing he said is subliminal messages. So, and another thing that he didn't explicitly say, but I want to point out, is that both the radio and the television, and I guess now the computer, there are patents and documents from the CIA and in the patent office and other places that prove that they can use, or that some organizations can use, the TV, the radio, the computer, and other electronic devices through subliminal messages, subliminal, unconsciously detectable audio frequencies, electrical frequencies, and the rate of the flashes of light to affect the human consciousness. So that's just something to think about the implications and the applications of these different technologies. All right, now to the next point. The role of resonance, like when two things resonate. However, brain coherence through entrainment to beat frequencies introduced via stereo headphones is only part of the reason why the gateway system works. It is also designed to achieve the physical quietude characteristic of deep transcendental meditative states, which brings about a complete alteration of the fundamental resonance pattern associated with the sound frequencies produced by the human body. Yoga, Zen, or transcendental meditation, if practiced long enough, will produce a change in the sound frequencies with which the human heart resonates throughout the entire body. According to Bentov, this change in resonance results from elimination of what the medical profession calls the bifurcation echo, so that the sound of the heartbeat can move synchronously up and down the circulatory system in harmonious resonance approximately 7 times a second. Bentov describes the role played by the bifurcation echo as follows. When the left ventricle of the heart ejects blood, the aorta, being elastic, balloons out just beyond the valve and causes a pressure pulse to travel down along the aorta. When the pressure pulse reaches the bifurcation in the lower abdomen, which is where the aorta forks into to go into the legs, part of the pressure pulse rebounds and starts traveling up the aorta. If in the meantime the heart ejects more blood and a new pressure pulse is traveling down, these two pressure points will eventually collide somewhere along the aorta and produce an interference pattern. By placing the body in a sleep-like state, the gateway tapes achieve the same goal as meditation, in that it places the body in such a profoundly relaxed state that the bifurcation echo slowly fades away as the heart lessens the force and frequency with which it pushes blood into the aorta. The result is a regular, rhythmic sine wave pattern of sound which echoes throughout the body and rises up into the head in a sustained resonance. The amplitude of this sine wave pattern, when measured with a sensitive seismograph type instrument, is about 3 times the average of the sound volume produced by the heart when it is operating normally. Alright, y'all, so he's saying that normally when your heart pushes the blood down into the lower part of your body, it creates a force, it creates a sound wave with it, an energy wave, and then whenever it splits off into your legs, it hits the division point and a little bit of the energy goes back up. And when that energy goes back up, it interferes with the pulse and the energy, the next pulse of energy that's coming down, because your heart's beating so hard normally. Not hard like fast, like you're exerted, but like it's beating at a certain rate to make sure all the blood goes through your body. But when you put yourself into a deep state of relaxation, then it doesn't have to pump as hard, and it pumps more smoothly at such a rate that there is no feedback of the force when it separates in your lower abdomen, and therefore no interference pattern comes back up. So your whole body starts to resonate with one beautiful, perfect acoustic sine wave. Now, to me, this is just my interjection here. I can already see where this is going, and how, we've already talked about electrical, sound, amplitudes, light, and I can see how lasers, how crystals, and how different other things could also be used to enhance this, even though they're not talking about this. So that's something that I'll probably even expand on in some later episodes and do some more research, because the more that you research, even though like this certain thing is presenting certain pieces of information, evidence, and then another thing is talking about other types of information and evidence, the more you know, then your brain can start making connections between the different things and how you can incorporate them together to get an even better result. Which, by the way, TVs, radios, computers all have crystal technology in them. All right, now back to the document. Number 9, brain stimulation. Bentov's biomedical model shows that this resonance is of considerable importance since it is directly transmitted to and impacts upon the brain. They're talking about the sine wave, the beautiful, perfect sine wave of resonance produced by your body when you're in a deep meditative state and your heart pumping is rhythmic and at the perfect frequency to not produce an interference wave on the way back. All right, so your total body is in resonance. The resulting vibration is received and transmitted into the brain itself via the fluid-filled third and left ventricle located above the brainstem. An electromagnetic pulse is then generated, which stimulates the brain to raise the amplitude and frequency of brainwave output. Just as Dr. Twinlow observed in his research on the effects of the hemisync tapes. Also, the brain is contained in a tight membrane called the dura, which is in turn cushioned by a thin layer of fluid located between the dura and the skull. As the coherent resonance produced by the human heart in a state of profound relaxation reaches the fluid layer surrounding the brain, it sets up a rhythmic pattern in which the brain moves up and down approximately 0.005 to 0.010 millimeters in a continuous pattern. The self-reinforcing character of resonant behavior accounts for the body's ability to sustain this movement despite the minimal level of energy involved. In this way, the entire body, based on its own micro motion, functions as a tuned vibrational system which transfers energy in a range of between 6.8 and 7.5 hertz into the Earth's ionospheric cavity, which itself resonates at about 7 to 7.5 hertz. Of this process, Bentov states, this is occurring at a very long wavelength of about 40,000 kilometers, or just about the perimeter of the planet. In other words, the signal from the movement of our bodies will travel around the world in about 1/7 of a second through the electrostatic field in which we are embedded. Such a long wavelength knows no obstacles, and its strength does not attenuate much over large distances. Naturally, it will go through just about anything. Metal, concrete, water, and the fields making up our bodies. It is the ideal medium for conveying a telepathic signal. Did you hear that? This man said that when you reach the perfect resonance within your body creates such an energy wave. Y'all, this is giving me goosebumps. Your body creates such an energy wave that your energy field connects to the energy field of the earth, and within 1/7 of a second creates a wave of energy that travels around the entire energy field of the earth and back to you. So you sync up with the energy field of the earth. And even though your signal just be made by you and you don't feel like you're that powerful, you are powerful enough to sync up with the electromagnetic field of the earth and send your signal, your energy signature around the entire earth. And this is the perfect signal for telepathic signals to ride on. Have you ever thought of somebody and they randomly called you? Or when you meditate and you're supposed to be focusing on a certain thing. Basically, according to what this is saying, when you meditate and you reach a state of resonance and you put a thought, a telepathic thought onto your energy field while you're in that state of resonance, you make the whole earth resonate with your thought, which I'm interjecting to say could be one of the mechanisms by which manifestation works, because when you put the signal out, things that match the signal will be drawn to you, whether it's a job, the perfect relationship, or abundance, or meeting a person that could be a networking or business opportunity. Just think about the implications of that, y'all. Like, this stuff is so fascinating, because to me, the things that they're describing are things that a lot of spiritual teachers, yogis, monks talk about, or ancient texts talk about, but don't give the scientific explanation behind why it works. And they're giving explanations down to watts and hertz and light. Like, things that were poetically described in ancient manuscripts are scientifically being studied and broken down into understandable pieces, mechanical, scientific pieces. All right, y'all. Consequently, the gateway process is designed to rather rapidly induce a state of profound calm within the nervous system, and to significantly lower blood pressure to cause the circulatory system, skeleton, and all other physical organ systems to begin vibrating coherently at approximately 7 to 7.5 cycles per second. The resulting resonance sets up a regular, repetitive sound wave, which propagates in consonance with the electrostatic field of the earth. This video is already getting long. We're at 20 minutes. I am thoroughly enjoying sharing this information with y'all. So I'm going to end this video here. Like I said before, if you have questions, if you have something you want to add, if you have experiences you want to talk about, comment down below. Please like and share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Please comment down below. Give me your feedback. I appreciate y'all so much. Much love to all my mystical, magical, wonderful, cosmic, multidimensional unicorns. And until the next time we meet, Here is to your empowerment, your evolution, your enlightenment, and the expansion of your consciousness. Alright, y'all. Star Charger out.